All right, it's Fright Nova versus Fee, and they've already started. They've already started complaining. Just to let y'all know. All right, we're gonna do intros. So Fuzzy gets to go first today.
Oh wow, I get the
Yeah.
honor of going first. Hey everyone. Yeah, for the most part, just been kind of playing video games on the side and watching this crazy movie and then working on some other stuff. But yeah, just glad to be here with you guys. We'll keep the video game stuff short for the most part. Just been doing my NASCAR racing, living the dream as a NASCAR driver, and enjoying it. And, that is all. So, who wants to be next?
I'll jump in. Um, I've also been playing video games and having all sorts of fun with that type of stuff. I know it's Fee's favorite.
Uh-huh.
Um, I jumped in and got some time in with the new Call of Duty. Played a little bit of the campaign, some of the multiplayer. Uh, Continue to get my ass kicked on the multiplayer because for some reason everyone is immediately just amazing at this game. For some reason, that's lovely. But besides that, I went and saw The Running Man earlier today, which was a fun movie. Definitely worth watching if you get a chance. It has a cool nod to the old Running Man movie. So I thought they did a pretty good job with it. But yeah, besides that, just watching really good movies, and then watching this movie, and yeah, it's good to be with you guys again.
All right, Presto.
So I haven't been playing any video games. I forgot Call of Duty came out, so I'm a little bummed about that. Um, Went to a concert last night. I'm to the age where I can't work all day, go to a concert, and then wake up early and go to work for a full day's work again. I just can't hang anymore. It was a struggle, but here we are, Friday night. So I also been watching a couple movies. We spoke briefly before. The movie Me, Fuzz, and Fee Met at Queens of the Dead is
Mm-hmm.
now available on Amazon Prime. You
Yep.
could rent it or you could buy it. So I highly recommend it. It was a very fun movie. It was had some comedy, had some horror, had some drag zombies, everything you want. And it's made by George Romero's daughter, Tina Romero. So check it out. It's a good time.
Yeah, Presto said he thinks he saw the back of his head for 3 seconds. I
Oh, I
guess.
definitely did. I got clips of it. And it was cool once I saw it in the movie theater to see your name on the big screen. So that was also pretty cool.
Yeah, except for when they mess up on your name.
Well, when you have 14 names like you,
Yeah,
they
I
got to
know.
pick one.
They picked the wrong one.
They only go by what you write.
Oh, I did. How, I don't even know how they got that name. To be honest with you, because that's not what I wrote down. I have the records. I have the evidence. Or what do we call it? Receipts now? Is evidence receipts now? I'm too old.
Yeah, it was weird to see Sandy Beaches pop up in the credits, but you know.
Presto Beaches. Someone's gotta.
All right. So, besides that, yeah, it was end of marking period for me. So, at the school. So of course everybody wanted to. Can can I make up this work? Can I submit this? When do grades come out? That's all I heard this week. So yeah. Um, but besides that, we got to watch this movie. Now I've watched this more than once. Presto and Cipher, uh, you guys were new, right?
Yep.
And uh, Fuzzy vaguely remembers it, and only the parts that were in the trailer. So I'm not sure if he actually watched this whole thing with me. But um yeah, I think this is going to get interesting today because halfway through the film, Fuzzy asks me, "How is this horror?" So yeah, that's where we're at, guys. So let's get first impressions. Who wants to go first?
So this movie, I'll go first, I guess. So this movie, I always knew about. I think it came out in the early '70s, but I never watched. There's
1971, guys.
okay, 19, yeah, way before I was even a twinkle in my parents' eyes. So I always knew about this movie. I avoided watching it. I think I avoided watching it because of the one scene, the eye scene, I guess you could say, that just kind of freaked me out. And I really didn't know much about this movie, like what the whole storyline was. I just knew about that scene. So I was just like, you know what? I don't need to watch this movie. It's an old movie. I probably won't like it. It's a long movie. I have a short attention span. Like, nothing really wanted me to watch this, but I felt like this is a movie from the buzz I always heard, or you bring it up like, oh, you need to see this movie. So I felt like it was time to actually sit down and watch this movie, and I could have done without watching it, but that's my short recap of it.
Well, by the time that I was born, this movie would have had its driver's license. And so, kind of an interesting thing going back to an older movie. Fortunately, they had a nice, high quality 4K release of this. So it at least didn't look bad when I was watching it. Looked nice. Uh, when when this one was recommended, I just knew that I had picked it up back in the day. I had always seen like the cover art. I'd always seen, like the one dude on the cover, and I was like, okay. I don't know what this film is. I know it's a Stanley Kubrick film, but that's about all I knew about this movie. Um, I did not watch a trailer going into this because I didn't want to spoil the experience. And I thought when you guys were talking about the eye scene, I thought that this was the movie that I had seen on TV like years and years and years ago. No, this I still don't know what that movie was, and it's going to bother me still because I have no clue what that movie was, and I saw it when I was super young and have just like a very small bit of information as to like what was going on. So this has not solved the mystery that I was thinking it would, sadly. But yeah, I didn't have very much in the way of expectations for what I was going into this with, except for I liked The Shining, and so I was like, okay, he did that. He did that really good. So this should be, this should be a home run as well.
Did everybody go?
No,
Go ahead.
for me, uh, initial impressions. I just remember like one particular house in the beginning and the end of the movie. So there was a lot of fog in between that as far as what happened. I do remember some of the scenes as far as some of the violence and whatnot, but it's been probably 20 plus years since I last saw this film. So it was good to, a good refresher, but I knew it was going to be kind of like, I wouldn't say trippy in the sense of like, oh, you need to be on LSD, but like there were some definite things that just seemed like out of sorts for either the times, whether you look at it from today's standpoint or the 60s that it's supposed to be based on over in the UK or whatever. But it's definitely a different type of film, and rewatching it solidified that impression. So a little bit different than what I normally like, but there's other Kubrick films that I really do enjoy, and this one, it's not bad, just not my typical type. And I'll talk about some of the things I would have liked to have seen different as opposed to the way they played out. But yeah, not a bad film, but as weird as I expected. I'll leave it at that. How about you, Fee?
All right. So while this film is older than me,
No way.
Yeah, technically. There are a lot of movies that technically are older than me. Um, I wasn't that old when I originally watched it. Like I said, my mother was a nurse. My mother was a single parent. My mother worked 16 hours. I could spend a lot of alone time by myself. So, and I had HBO, Cinemax, you name it, to occupy my time. So for me, I was a child when I watched this, and many other of Stanley Kubrick's films, including The Shining and stuff. So for me, this is a great film for me. It's also one of those films where, for a female to watch it compared to a male, it's probably more horror based for us than it is for a male. I'm just
Oh, it
saying.
was hard for me too. It
Well,
was a rough one.
I think it's a hard watch for guys, but a fear stance. Yeah, I think there's a little bit more elements that are actual fears in here for females. And I'm not just talking about the sexual assault. I'm talking about the whole free will thing. And that's why this was controversial. If anybody on here watching has ever watched it or seen it before, us talking about it. The whole point to this was Stanley Kubrick was trying to say, are we really good if we lose our free will? And that was pretty controversial at the time because we had the expectation that being a good person, you're born being a good person. Otherwise you're born evil. Because remember, this is 1970s. A lot of philosophy going on at this time. So yeah, that was interesting as a child, seeing that, seeing somebody that went from this really evil person to this really good person, but they're not really good in a sense because their body is forcing them and it's based off of the cure and everything like that. So, was this that's hilarious. If you don't have free will, you are amoral. I wouldn't say amoral. I would just say that are you really a good person if you're being forced to be good?
No.
No, and that's essentially what happened to him. His body was conditioned to be forced to do good things or not react to violence in a violent way. Essentially, it wasn't his own doing. I wouldn't say amoral. I would definitely just say forced. So that was the big thing about this. But there were some things, it's like, this is the start of, if anybody remembers, 1970 was a big year for a lot of things that, like Carpenter and all of them, in breaking boundaries in horror. There were things that nobody really put on screen, and that kind of made us get a rating system. Remember, we didn't have a rating system before the 1970s. Yeah, there was no rating system. It was like, okay, let's send the movie out. So the other thing that I thought was pretty funny, I know that it's kind of weird or whatever, but the way they were talking was actually so in the British, in England and parts of Wales and everything like that, they have Cockney slang, kind of like we have American slang and stuff like that. The kids have a different version of slang compared to, well, they included Russian in that to make the language that they were speaking. that's why there were like these different words and stuff like that were just kind of like weird in how they were saying them. But that was why, because Kubrick made that language up. He threw some Russian here, he threw some Cockney slang there, and that was it. So those were the interesting things. But you guys didn't feel this was horror, is what you're trying to tell me?
No, I just
More uncomfortable than horror.
More uncomfortable?
Yeah.
I mean, I could see some parts being terrifying, obviously, but it didn't come across as horror. More so like, dare I say, dark comedy. I know it is listed as a dark comedy, but it's more of like a, I wouldn't say a judgment of the times, but it kind of uh, much how, and yes, I know I'm going to bring up a video game, much like how Grand Theft Auto kind of loosely pokes fun at certain areas in our society and talks about it, or displays it in a somewhat humorous but somewhat violent way to some extent. This is kind of more of like what I would think of it as, more of the dark comedy or dark humor,
Mm-hmm.
um, than the horror. The only real horror for me, other than the brutality aspect,
Mm-hmm.
and we're kind of looking at the movie from the aspect of the perpetrator, so
Yeah.
you kind of feel bad for the victims, but it's horror for them, obviously. But watching it, not as much. But it is one of those things where it's like, oh yeah, we're essentially watching people that would in current times or even back then would be the ones making snuff films, and
Mm-hmm.
then one of them gets forced to kind of watch snuff films while he's being cured, kind of thing. So it's just a weird, I wouldn't say weird circle, but it's definitely a different perspective or different look at things. And I don't mind it because it definitely points out some odd things that do go on. But yeah, it just, there's no jump scares. There's no, me like on the edge of my seat waiting to see like, oh, what's going to happen next? Oh, I just hope they don't open that door. I mean, yeah, well, there may have been the one encounter where the guy climbs into the window and then opens the door, which I hate to say it, it was more of a hilarious encounter, I think, than scary encounter. But I could see how it would be scary to some extent, and I only say hilarious for the fact that it's like the fact that he's kind of almost like playing with food kind of approach, almost like a cat and mouse
Mm-hmm.
approach, was more of the comedy. Not that I'm like, oh yeah, that's hilarious. He's walking around trying to poke at her with a some sort of porcelain uh, schlong sculpture kind of thing. That was definitely on the weird side, but the fact that she knocked him upside the head with a bust or a mini bust of like some sort of, I guess, figure or whatever, and it didn't do more damage to him or knock him the hell out because the thing was probably heavy enough where it should have either cracked his skull or at least knocked him the hell out. But
Well,
yeah,
I mean,
that was a weird scene, and I'm
he
pretty sure
did
we'll
have,
get into more weird ones as well.
yeah, but he did have blood on his face and stuff like that. So this was a
Yeah,
crime sci-fi movie. I didn't really see the sci-fi part of it because I, ha, if you were to pinpoint a time that you would think that this was playing out, what time frame do you think it would be? 19 what?
I thought
84.
60s, 70s. I'm sorry, what did you say, Cypher?
Sorry, I was just saying 1984 because
Like,
everything else was fucking weird then. So
well, I think the movie 1984, in all honesty, had kind of a darker imagery, but it felt like the same kind of time frame as this one.
So let me ask you, the being I obviously wasn't alive in the 70s, the way the rooms are and the furniture and the decorations in the background. Is this how it really was in the 70s? Like, or is this
See,
movie like when the girl, the guy that's in the wheelchair later, earlier in the
Mhm.
movie, when the
Mhm.
scene first happens, she's
Mhm.
sitting in this like egg that like the top opens that she gets out of,
Mhm.
or like even the one couple they're having breakfast in this room that's like the kitchen, but it's like super small and there's like square patterns on the wall with like
Mhm.
yellows and it looks like aluminum foil and
that
it's like is
that's
this how it was back then?
so it was more like in the 1960s. That look was at least in America, it was around the 1960s. I know Andy Warhol kept it going past the 70s until he passed away. But in general, that was between the 60s and 70s. So I'm not sure what time period Kubrick was trying to say that it was like, kind of futuristic, because when he made it is pretty much the imagery he used. I think there was
So
more color.
so it's almost like watching like filming a movie now, watching
Mhm,
it
mhm,
40, 50 years later and just being
mhm.
like, yeah, that's how it was. Like,
Yeah,
but you're
because
not
that's
used to it.
yeah, that was generally how it was in the 60s and the early 70s, yeah.
It
Because
kind
like
of
it
depends.
seemed like
Like
all the rooms were small too.
In
Like none
yeah,
of the rooms were like big open rooms. They were like all closets. Like there was a bed in like a closet with like a dresser. Like you really didn't have any other room to do anything else.
well, yeah, that was because of, I mean, you have to understand, uh, Europe itself, in the major cities and stuff like that where he would have been, it was overcrowded by then. I mean, it's overcrowded now, but it was out overcrowded by then as well. The country's not that big, to be honest with you.
well, they also get along with a little less, floor space. Like
Mhm.
us here in the states, we wind up having too much space where it's like, um, I mean, well, it also depends because now an efficiency in like New York City will cost you 3 grand a month.
Mhm.
But like in some cases, like if you were to be in like a regular town in the 60s, if you were to look at the size of rooms from the 60s to now, yes, they're smaller, but they would have still been larger than what you would see in a lot of other places around the world, kind of thing. The art style on some of the stuff would have been more upscale, modern. The big sci-fi stuff that I would say was more so some of the stage pieces for when he had like the mechanism on his eyes and he was going through the treatment, and
Yeah,
then when he was in the hospital, some of the stuff that they brought out when they were taking pictures, but it
yeah.
wasn't really like too far out there. It was still in that, it was almost like looking at Star Trek today
Mhm,
kind of thing, but not as far out. I mean, obviously, Star Trek being that it was space and that was all sci-fi. But if you
mhm,
look at like Star Trek from the '60s, where it was like just like little Christmas tree lights on a
mhm.
board, as opposed
Yeah,
to the Star Treks of today, look more like kind of like what we have now with LCD screens and colors and no movable switches, but like where you would move your finger across like a touch screen kind of thing. It was kind of along those lines. Like I would say the most sci-fi looking thing in that film was when he was in the record store
mhm,
talking to the two girls
mhm.
that were consuming the weirdest ice pops I've ever seen.
Yeah,
But
those.
aside from that, I think there was like a tower of like the record charts or whatever, and they were in different colors. And I don't know if those were always changing based on sales, but that was like the only thing that kind of looked sci-fi. But then again, when was the last time you've been able to go into a record store or a CD store, unless it's like a small mom and pop one that's purposely selling vinyls today kind of thing. You don't, I mean, what was it? Tower Records has been
Mhm.
long gone
Yeah.
in places like that. But that was probably the most sci-fi looking thing I think in the movie. That and his car, which looked more like a kit car,
Mhm.
and that I'll get more into later. But yeah,
So yeah, his use of color in the first half of the movie before he goes, to prison, basically. That was, if you notice, that was all very colorful. He was colorful. He was charming, basically a genuine psychopath. No real connections to any of his buddies. He definitely brutalized them with no remorse at the first sign of them trying to change things. But later on, you see the dull colors, and I guess I don't know about for you because I don't wear a business suit, but to go into a prison and you have to wear a business suit, is that really punishment for you guys?
Yeah, because they're uncomfortable.
Yeah. You don't want to wear a button shirt in a prison. First of all, you don't want to be in a prison, so I'll just leave it at that. And just saying a button shirt is not the most comfortable thing to wear, even during an 8-hour day.
Yeah.
That's why I was so glad the place I work was like, oh, just a polo shirt's fine. Yeah.
So, all right. So I'll say this. In the time of 1971, this was, and Stanley Kubrick, right? He takes forever to make a movie. Am I right?
I guess.
So his budget was $2.2 million.
In that time's money or in like converted for today?
No, in that time's money, it was $2.2 million. He grossed. Now, this is the funniest thing. He grossed in the United States and Canada $26.6 million. Okay?
Yeah.
But worldwide, he grossed $27.1 million. So most of his money came from the US and Canada.
That should tell you something. The people in the UK was like, that's not a good representation of our land. Screw that guy.
Well, it looks like he only spent about 0.2 of the 2.2 million on making the film. So he probably pocketed the other 2 and bought himself like a really nice car.
Well, I mean, I don't know. I don't know at the time how much Malcolm McDowell was charging.
$10 and a blowjob.
No, glass of milk. Glass of milk.
Or sorry, hand job. Not blowjob.
Glass of milk, apparently.
Yeah, and a padded diaper / cod piece.
It's like an oversized cup or something.
Yeah.
That was about.
All right, so I got to go down the long list, okay? So we can talk about the outfits if you so choose.
I just want to understand the what would it be? The bee stung cod piece. The cod piece is like 20 sizes too big.
Well, yeah,
well,
but
it was for ball taps, to protect against ball taps, because you saw how he was punched his buddy.
Not even the guys in Jackass were cups that big. Come on now.
Okay, but did you notice?
That's the sci-fi item, is the cod piece.
Wait a minute. Did you notice though that it was multi-purpose? Did you not notice the balls that he took out to put in their mouths and the tape where it came from?
No.
It came from there.
Literally came.
Yes.
So it's like an extra set of pockets.
Yes.
Yeah. So it's like a fanny pack. It's like a fanny pack. It's a dicky pack. Gotcha.
How did you miss that?
I was trying my best. I was trying my best not to fall asleep. To be honest.
I don't think guys check where we reach for stuff out of our pockets.
Yeah,
or where
I don't usually look to see where some dude is like tugging their junk. Like that's not really where it's not where my eyes gravitate when I'm watching a movie.
Okay,
But that
well,
is interesting. And that makes more sense. The fact that those things were as big as they were, because yeah, I don't know. It felt like it served no other purpose, but that makes more sense.
well, I will tell you this: A Clockwork Orange in 1971. His character, him playing that character, he didn't have much before then. He played in a lot of TV series before that point. His first actual movie, his scenes were deleted. That was in 1967 with Poor Cow. Then he did another TV series. He played Mick in If. Yeah, and a lot of other things that you guys probably have never seen. Well, only 3 films before A Clockwork Orange. And then
And then Rob Zombie paid him $10 for a Halloween movie and ruined his career.
no, actually I believe it actually helped his career because he was out of work for 2 years. Then he made 1 movie. Then he was out of work for another 2 years. Then he made another movie. Then he made some stuff in 1976. Then after that, it was like yearly until 1979. Oh, you know what he did? You know what? Okay, besides A Clockwork Orange, right? You know what other movie he was in the 1970s, right?
No,
There.
I really don't.
Okay, I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say this name of the movie because it's one of my favorite movies. Don't judge me. Caligula. Has anybody seen that one?
Nope.
Oh,
I don't remember it, but I've heard some things about it.
yeah. Well, I watched it.
I don't know.
Anyway, don't judge me.
I think there could be justification to compare this, or to compare Halloween, Michael McDowell's experience in Halloween being very much the same experience as like David Carradine's career-ending halt in Dead and Breakfast.
Oh, really?
Well, one of the 4 of us is their favorite zombie movie, Dead and Breakfast. That's all I'm
Oh,
going
yeah,
to
I
say.
know. And it ain't you.
Hey, that was walked back after that episode too, if you'll remember.
No, it's not Walk Back. I don't know what you're talking about. I said it's one of my favorites. I admit it.
I was very hopeful when you said it's my favorite zombie movie, and I saw the cast that I had high hopes for it, and shame on me, I was lied to.
It's because you didn't scroll down far enough to see Jeremy Sisto was in it.
Well, you know what? I think somebody's getting a Christmas.
A Jeremy Sisto Christmas ornament.
I think he's getting a present with Jeremy Sisto in it. That's what
okay.
I think.
That's okay. I'm gonna send you as a gag Christmas gift. I'm gonna send you an oversized cod piece with balls and rope.
No, it was tape. Okay, you gotta make it genuine. It was tape.
Tape, balls, the blue pill. I don't know. Whatever. There was a lot of stuff in. Yeah, exactly. This episode brought to you by Blue Chew.
I mean, how well did those cups really work? If the one scene when they were thrown up, when the Malcolm McDowell's character was like hit ball tapping them all and throw them into the water, like they were all holding their crotch afterwards. So like,
True.
How good were those things actually? Not very good.
No.
Yeah, for how big they were, they sure don't really serve much of a purpose. Except for storing stuff that then gets kicked and hits you in the nuts too. Like instead of just getting a foot to the nuts, you get a foot plus jacks and a couple bouncy balls and stuff like right in the dick too.
Mm-hmm. And that
not
reminds
cool.
me, there was a ball tap incident when I guess that guy was a preacher,
Yeah.
tried to visit the house.
I
Like,
don't know. No, I don't
there's
know.
just a bunch of
Yeah.
weird stuff. Like,
Yeah.
I guess that's your typical pedophile like creature person. Well, then again, he's
Yeah.
not playing a kid. Alex is like, I guess, in his early 20s at this point, but still,
True. But
that
at the
was
same time,
weird.
like it doesn't feel like at any age it's okay if a priest is left alone in the bedroom of a boy's room,
Mhm.
like
Right.
whether they're 10 or 11 teen or whatever.
Mhm.
That whole situation reeked of, like, I was convinced there was going to be something very sinister that
Mhm.
happened, especially given as like the first 5 minutes of the movie we saw a homeless person get accosted and beat the shit out of,
Yeah.
and then the next 5 minutes we saw someone get raped.
Mhm.
I was like, I wouldn't rule it past him that now I'm gonna find out that he gets, accosted and abused by this priest, because it feels like this movie's got a trajectory. I was
Yeah.
very happy that I was wrong.
Yeah, I'm not sure if he was one of the detectives or he was. I don't think he was a priest. I think they were trying to portray him as maybe a parole officer or something.
Was he?
Maybe his
Whatever he was
And
weird.
priest vibes.
I know he had priest vibes, but there's no character in here outside of the actual reverend in the prison and his buddy. There's no actual other listing.
Maybe
Except
he
for
was
the
trying to
cop.
make sure people didn't know he was actually a priest because he didn't want the molestation and pedophile association tied to him.
Maybe. But yeah, he definitely was into Alex. I will say that.
Yeah, you got to fill the tip. Just like that lady who took a giant ceramic dong to the face and apparently was so traumatized that she died.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, he hit her over the head with it. All right,
it
let's
just
talk
felt-
about them cats.
Yeah, there were too many cats. That cat lady just that was too much.
See,
The
I know we got
cat-
5, but it wasn't by choice. She by choice had like 13 or 14.
oh no, she had more than that. She had like 17 or 18.
Oh yeah, because the other cats in the other
Presto.
room. Yeah.
Presto, were you traumatized by the cat scene?
I was just thinking that's a lot of kitty litter boxes and
I didn't see one
Furballs.
kitty litter box at all in that house. Did anybody else?
They have
No,
their
but
own
I
room to
saw-
just crap on the floor, I guess.
I saw a big dick, like that big white dick they had. She just had on her dresser or whatever. Like that was a little
That was
weird.
artwork.
Yeah, she kept the important stuff out in the open. The cats
Mhm.
have to
Mhm.
venture across the entire household to go to their litter pan, but a giant ceramic dick gets the front set piece.
Oh yeah.
And it's a shame for her because she even called the cops and was like, nah, it's not necessary. Come check it out. And well, that worked out well. How do they always pick houses where the women are alone? Like they somehow
They scope it out for a while.
Hey, there
Well,
are many.
his buddies was I think they were paying attention because supposedly her roommates or whatever went on vacation.
Mhm.
That was the whole deal. Like the other guys in the group wanting to do something different or wanting to do what they wanted to do on their own. So I guess they had been casing her joint or something and realized that her buddies went away and it was just her kind of thing. So
her house was weird too. Like there wasn't much furniture. Like in the other houses you're in, they're like smaller rooms and they're like filled with stuff. Her house was just like a big open room with hardly anything in it besides like cats and stuff. I mean, she had very like very sexual. Well, she has very sexual artwork on her yoga room. Like
yeah.
Yeah,
The whole
she
movie
was-
had sexual artwork everywhere. Like some of those pictures weren't what you would think they were. Like there was one at first I thought it was like a mushroom house on a hill. Yeah, that wasn't a hill and that wasn't a house.
That's no
And
mushroom.
then I guess there was there was one picture that was made to look like pillows on a wall, but those weren't pillows. They were what that person was licking. Yeah, so there was a lot of stuff. Like if you just if you want to play the name that body part artwork, there's a lot of that in this movie. Like pretty much everybody or every house except for where Alex lived originally with his parents and stuff. That was like
Well,
the
I mean,
only
his
place
room
that
was.
didn't. Was I don't even know if he had like a picture on his window. I don't know about the rest.
No, he did because
Okay.
his snake was right there.
Well, yeah, but I don't consider a snake, a body part artwork, picture, painting, or anything
No,
like
no,
that.
no. He had the tree that his snake would wrap around right in front of one of the pictures of the girls naked.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was. I also noticed when they went into the girl in the green outfit's yoga room or whatever. One of the pictures she had on the wall was like a girl. It looked like she had a top with wearing a top, but like where her nipples are was cut out, and
Mhm.
that's what happened earlier in the movie. So I didn't
Yeah.
know if it was like they were kind of telling stories on the wall without, but yeah, some of them were just like pure sexual, not a cartoon, but not, I don't know, like a woman bent over backwards with no pants on, like right all up in there, and I don't know, just he's like fighting her with that oversized penis, like, and like smashes her face or puts it in her mouth. I don't know, it was just weird.
Yeah.
She was
The
mad when he
artwork.
touched it.
Yeah. Yeah, true. When he was sitting there like caressing it and she was like, "Stop touching my giant ceramic dick." That was a little weird. Yeah, no, there was some interesting artwork choices. Like what Resto was mentioning is like, the one that when I first saw it, just at a glance and just kind of like, glancing over real quick, seeing it and being like, oh, it's like a tunnel. And then I looked closer and I was like, oh, nope, that's a vagina. And and to quote what was it, Clerks, you could see her kidneys. Like that was kind of how intense they went with some of those photos. It felt like someone had some weird, like heavy repressed sexual urge and tendency going into making this movie, because it like oozed. I know that's not really the greatest word to use in this
Safer.
in this
It's better than
situation.
moist,
So safer. Safer.
Yeah.
Did you have to sleep out on the couch after this movie?
No, I didn't make my wife watch this movie. If I had made her watch this movie, she probably would have stopped at the first rape, because she would have been like, yeah, no, don't really need to see that. That's cool.
I almost stopped after the first one. I was just like,
Yeah, like
okay, I'm
after
definitely
that,
not.
after that happened, I was like, I can't imagine it goes uphill from here and like gets better. I'd imagine this is going to be a slog. Thank goodness there was a good gap between the first one and then what we saw later when he was in the cult academy where they were brainwashing him.
Mm-hmm.
But
Which
yeah,
I think
no,
he
there
had
were some sexual choices made in this film. A lot
Oh,
of sexual
like
choices.
the nightclub and the milk fountain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or as you mentioned earlier, the fucking dong pops towards the beginning.
Mhm.
When I saw that come out of her mouth, I was like, okay. Like I see what we're doing here. All right.
The funniest one was the one girl that I guess her pop had partially melted or curled or something.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He even asked her, like, what happened?
It was cold out.
So I just want you to remember that was a major theme during the 1970s. We had The Last House on the Left. Am I right?
Didn't watch it.
Didn't watch it. We had what was it? I Spit on Your Grave.
Didn't watch it.
Didn't watch it.
Didn't watch it. So
Wait.
we had a good number.
Oh no! You know what? I did watch I Spit on Your Grave. I take that back.
Okay,
I watched
which
the
one did
old
you watch?
one and the new one.
Okay, which one did you watch? Did you watch the first one, the second one, the third one, the remake of the first one, the second one, and the third one, and the fourth one, and then
What the
the
fuck?
and then the
There's
return
27 of them.
one. No, there's 3 original. Then there were 4 remakes, and then there was one that had the original girl in it as an adult with her daughter. So that would be 8. There were 8.
Okay, so
Don't
I
judge
watched.
me.
So I watched the 1978 version,
Original.
and I also watched. Sorry, the one from 2010, I guess.
So
like
was
the
that the
start
one in
of the
America?
new.
That was the
What's
one
that?
in America, right?
Yeah. So I
Okay.
saw like the original, and then I saw like the remake attempt or whatever. But I didn't realize that they had 3 of those. I didn't realize they had 3 in that new set.
Yeah. There's 4 in the new set.
What?
There's 4.
They made a trilogy pack. Number 4 must not have been good.
No, well, number 4 I think was kind of like a knockoff, but there are 4 of them.
Oh shit. Okay.
Yeah. Don't judge me. Anyway, feel like I need
Too
to watch
late.
Earl. Right now.
Oh, that's right. Sorry, you're right.
Don't you
The
judge
last
me.
one was I Spit on Your Grave, Deja Vu.
Yes.
That's a real gem of a name.
So that particular one was actually the reverse. So she was taking revenge on anybody that had harmed someone else.
So she was like a hitman.
Yeah, she was like a vigilante. So she had multiple, even though they hadn't done anything directly to her. She had multiple kills because she was getting revenge for those that couldn't. Yeah. And then the last one, which I can't remember the name offhand, I'll have to look it up. That one had Dominique. What's her name in it?
Monaghan.
Yeah, I think it was that. And Camilla Heaton was also in that one. But Camilla was mom and Dominique was the daughter, and the daughter was the one that was being pursued. I mean, they were both being pursued, but Dominique kind of took over after they killed the mom because they were trying to get the revenge on the mom. At least the wife of the original abuser was trying to get, because that was her husband. She can't think bad about her husband, right? So she didn't believe that he did anything wrong. So she was trying to seek revenge for him getting killed because he was the gas station owner.
It blows my mind that franchise manages to have almost the same amount of movies now as like Friday the 13th and Freddy. And
Yep. Yep.
That blows my mind. I did not realize there were that many.
I mean, technically, it's almost up there with Halloween.
Don't compare them.
Yeah, that hurts.
Don't you judge me.
Oh, I'm judging. Because that, like, Clockwork Orange was a rough watch.
Hmm.
I Spit on Your Grave was a very rough watch.
Well, so was Last House on the Left.
I don't think I saw that one.
You didn't see that one?
I don't think so.
That was a Carpenter film. I'm surprised. That was one of his very first that gave him claim to fame to go on and make the ones that he did that were more commercial, like Serpent and the Rainbow and stuff. That's how he got his money for his films.
Snuff films.
Yes, the 1970s were very reckless.
That's one way to put it.
Very
It's all about giant ceramic penises and
Yep.
pieces that hold extra balls and
tape.
all sorts of weird stuff.
And tape.
And tape.
And tape.
And jacks. And jacks in case you want to play a game of balls and jacks real quick.
Yeah. Yeah.
More innie outy because
Yeah, more. Yeah. Oh God.
just some of the language that they use was like, oh, okay, yeah, that's what you call it. Oh, okay.
Well, that's
about when he was
where they got the motivation to name the gas station Come and Go, as quick in and out.
What about the scene when he's getting admitted into jail and like he has to strip naked and like they have him bend over and the guy's like right up in his ass and like talking to him like it's normal.
Yeah, the flashlight is in mouth. It's like, you don't have anything up there, do you? Like I forget what he asked, but it was like,
yeah.
Why?
Like,
well, I guess they want to make sure you don't bring anything into prison.
Yeah.
He's like, good news, you're all clear, you don't have any weapons. Plus, I also did a colon exam and you're good. You don't have to do a colonoscopy this year.
So I just want to let y'all know, they still do that. They still make guards do that when they're checking in prison.
Oh yeah.
That's fine. I'll never be a guard and hope to God never be in prison to be certified guard. So yeah.
I heard a
not
story from a friend. I heard a story from a friend about someone hiding hot dogs or something. And I was like, oh my God.
There's a fucker.
So I'm just gonna let you know. The only time, because I didn't do check-in or check-out for the prisoners and stuff when I was a correction officer, but during training, they make you stand there and watch at least one just in case you have to do one later, and it is not a good experience. Not a good experience.
It took you to actually doing it to know it wasn't a good experience. That's interesting. Because I feel like I know it's not a good experience, and I never have to do one.
Exactly.
Well, that's fine for you. I'm just saying it's different when you know. It's like yeah, I wouldn't want to have to do that, but then to actually be forced to watch it, yeah, it's worse than what you think.
I don't think so.
I don't. No, I don't need. I don't need it. No,
I've seen Two Girls, One Cup. I don't think it would show.
Okay, I've never seen that. Don't want to see that. I don't know
why.
You
don't. You really don't.
Why do you guys even watch that stuff? Like, I know that's not a good idea.
It wasn't something I wanted to see.
Let's put it this way. It was back in the time when the internet was first getting its big legs, and there were things like that and Goatsy, and people are like, hey, check this out. Oh God, what is that? No. That's how you see that stuff. It's like not by choice, but by force of your friend or coworker or peer. It's like, yeah, this is cool. No, it's not. And don't ever talk to me again. Like, get away.
Yeah, I may or may not have stumbled upon something when, like LimeWire and Morpheus and stuff like that were things where you could get movies and stuff. And someone may or may not have slipped me an awful video instead of a James Bond 007 movie that I was trying to download. And I may or may not have started it to find a white room, of which a person walked into the room and there was a clear chair. The person walked there, and then I proceeded to see horrible things happen. And as soon as it started to happen and I realized what was happening, I was like, this is not at all what I want, and I definitely don't want to watch whatever it is.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
But that was a common thing at that time. Like you talk about how like the 70s were a reckless time. The early 2000s were a reckless time for us browsing and downloading stuff on the internet.
It was essentially you were living the Rickroll before the Rickroll existed.
Oh yeah. We learned a lot real fast about a lot of things that we should not have known about.
All right. So we got a question here. Keep forgetting how old I am. This y'all first time watching Clockwork Orange? Yeah, why is this your first time watching a Clockwork Orange, guys? What's up with that?
I mean,
Because I saw the cover art of that goofball with the fucking extended eyelashes and was like,
That's
I don't know
Malcolm
what this
McDowell.
is.
Okay, it's Malcolm McDowell.
Yeah, I was like, I don't know what this is. I don't care.
Come on,
And so I skipped over it.
you have to admit, at least Malcolm McDowell was good in this. Am I right?
No.
What?
No.
I mean, he played the part of a psychopath, sure.
Yeah.
I'll just leave it at that. Like I guess he can play a psychopath really well. That's good.
Well, yeah,
to
I mean, he
know.
played one in Caligula, and he played one in some other films. He is good at it.
Yeah.
But he was a little over the top, but I think that's how Alex would have been.
But I feel like I don't know. This is probably just me on it, but I feel like they tried way too hard to go way too like fancy or in depth with like all the weird random phrasing and wording and everything. Like
Well,
I found myself oftentimes just trying to understand what the hell they were saying. And I was like, yeah, this like it kind of retracts from the experience when you're sitting there listening to him talk like he's on mushrooms.
well, yeah, but that was Stanley Kubrick. He's the one who wrote that.
I get that, but The Shining is perfectly like you can watch that and you don't run into that issue.
Well, I mean, it was set in a different place, though. I mean, Stanley Kubrick was trying to create something in Europe compared to, something in America.
True.
With kids compared to a father. So, yeah.
I don't know. Just maybe it's just a thing where like it doesn't do well, like it doesn't hold up very well with age. But it just when I go and I hear it is like I know that it's not just a generational thing. Obviously, it's a location thing. There's a lot of that change and slang like in the language and stuff, but it just I don't know. It just feels it's kind of the same type of thing as Train Spotting. Like Train Spotting was one of those ones where like it was a grim movie. There was a lot of messed up shit. Yeah. But also like when you were trying to hear them and understand what they were saying and some of the things they were saying, you're just like, I don't know. Like I get that people enjoy it, but I don't quite get it myself. It's not connecting with me so much.
All right, let me make one correction. The original novel was by Anthony Burgess.
Okay.
And then Stanley Kubrick did the screenplay. So I think some of the wording and stuff like that was Kubrick's, but I think it started from what Burgess did in his dialogue. But yeah. But they wanted something different. They wanted to, make...
They got that. They definitely got that.
For me, it even though it's not as accurate of lingo for the UK, but as
Mhm.
someone that grew up around that time, watching Benny Hill with my father and
Uh-huh.
watching Monty Python and watching, there's a ton of other shows that were very British for the time that my dad always seemed to enjoy. The language part didn't come across as bad. Like a lot of it, even though I would say it's probably not accurate. Obviously, since some of the stuff was kind of made up or mixed,
Mhm.
it it felt easy enough to catch on to. But then again, that's like I said, after watching a lot of Benny Hill and a lot of the side jokes that you may not catch on the first watch, but after a while, it's like, oh, that's okay, that's what they're referring to. And there've been some Benny Hill shows where I've had to go back and like read the shirt, and it's like it's not in English and not even in UK English or
Mhm.
anything. And it's like, oh, okay, that's what they were saying. So that's So I guess like kind of like what Sinners is saying in the chat, it might be worth a rewatch on a couple of the things. I don't know if you'd be interested in a rewatch. Like I said, for me, this was more of like a refresher, and some of my favorite scenes are the same ones that I wouldn't say they're favorites, but the more memorable scenes still wind up being the same memorable scenes. And while I wish there would have been a couple of changes for him, like the second time he returns to the house, that dude that was picking up the guy in the wheelchair just while he's in the wheelchair, he should have just had him beat the
Dude,
living ever out of Alex at that point. Be
dude,
like, I
that was
remember you. And then, like instruct
yep.
him to do the same thing he did to his wife, or not the, assault him, but like just really scare the crap out of him and pummel him. And then make sure he's in a wheelchair.
See, I thought that was what was going to happen. Is I thought he was going to get assaulted, like when they knock him out and he wakes up.
Mhm.
I was afraid that we were going to find out that Homeboy had gotten the prison sausage, like something fierce, while he was out. Because that dude, like that manservant,
Mhm.
whatever his name was, that was carrying the dude's entire freaking wheelchair and
Uh-huh.
him in it. I was
Mhm.
like, that dude's gonna fold him up like a fucking chair. he's just gonna collapse him.
So
Like,
so
yeah,
just let you know, there is a movie. It has Rosario Dawson in it. I believe that's her.
you have my attention.
Where she actually gets sexually assaulted, and she
You
makes
lost
a
my attention.
plan. She makes a plan for the person that her perpetrator, to experience the same thing. Yeah, there is a movie like that.
Hmm.
Just let you know.
That does not sound like a fun watch either.
I'm just saying they made it.
Mhm.
Yeah, whenever Fuzzy's like, yeah, we were talking about, people should make a movie like this, kung fu and the zombies. I'm like, yeah, they made a movie. I already did it.
Mhm.
Sometimes a movie shouldn't be made.
Mhm.
Like
Well, that
sometimes those ideas should maybe just stay in your head. Stay in the head.
yeah,
No.
that's true.
No, with this one, the couple of changes I would make, I don't know if I mentioned this live, but mentioned this like, before the show started. When they're in the car and they're driving, and Alex is driving crazy and his friends are kind of like hanging out part of the car. When he drives under the truck, if some of his friends didn't make it on the other end of the truck, that would have been kind of cool. And then he could have, recruited two new associates to their haphazard gang of bandits, doing crazy stuff. Because that to me would have not necessarily made it more horror like, but that would have, you know, added to the chaos and craziness. Although, granted, those two that would have been decapitated wouldn't have their reappearance later on in the movie be so crucial. Well, not crucial, but like, kind of a funny reappearance. But yeah, that's definitely one of the changes. And something like what's that Tarantino movie? Pulp Fiction. Like, remember in the basement?
Yeah.
they
Oh,
probably should have
God.
had like a basement scene, like when he, after, like you said, like after he was knocked out, after drinking too
Yeah.
much wine or whatever was in the wine. Wake up to like a basement scene similar to Pulp Fiction. But hey,
That's kind of what I was expecting. Which,
We have an
so,
off
like,
cast. What? Go on.
I was just gonna say, so like when he started drinking that wine, I was like, that's no, you're gonna wake up and you're gonna hurt all over.
Well, they gave you that like the little bit of false. It was like something was up, but then he like was postponing, and then he drank it, and then you're like, oh, okay, maybe nothing's wrong with the wine, and just big macho man's gonna take care of him.
Yeah.
But then he just passed out, and oh, never mind.
well, his original hesitation in drinking the wine, I think, was to see if he got sick. Like it was kind of weird on how they did that in the beginning, but it seemed like he was afraid that the wine would make him feel sick, like the violent stuff that he would do, because there was this association with beating people up and making them bleed, and that was like the best wine ever, because he said that a couple of times, or like when especially when he was watching the movie of like the people getting beat up and his eyes had to be held open kind of thing. It seemed like he was afraid that wine would almost be like the music for Beethoven. What was it, the 7th Symphony or 9th Symphony or something? Where if he hears it, he gets sick. So he was like, well, maybe if I drink this wine, I'll get sick. Oh, no, it seems okay. And it's like, they're not going to join me. Oh, yeah, sure, I'll have more wine. But his radar should have been up. You recognize the guy that is in the wheelchair, and this is the house that you brutalized him and his wife, which unfortunately he did make mention his wife died afterward.
Yeah.
And you're going to drink his wine? Not the brightest idea, but hey.
Yeah, like it was only a couple of years that had passed. Like, people, I know some people, like in situations like that, they can forget stuff, but a lot of people can lock on and laser focus on those details. So, like, do you really want to chance it? Especially oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, I was going to say, especially after singing in the tub.
Yeah.
Same song.
And then after seeing homeboy carry him down the fucking stairs, like, let's reiterate, the dude that could just collapse you into a fucking foldable chair, like you're gonna hang around after that. And then when the dude starts like twitching and being all like weird and fidgety when you're starting to drink the wine, like, nah, dude, like that's the GTFO moment where you're just like, oh shit, you know what? Maybe this guy does remember something, and maybe I'm going to experience what I exacted on his wife those couple of years ago.
So, have you all seen Faces of Death yet?
No. Is that Manos Faces of Death or something? Hands of
No. So Faces of Death was basically kind of like clips of people dying.
Traffic accidents.
Like getting hit by a train.
So think of
or like mass executions overseas.
Yeah, think of like Final Destination, but real life stuff.
Why?
Wasn't there one where a monkey went loose and killed somebody, and then there were some brutal car accident ones. There was, like you said, the execution ones, which it's been a while since I've seen some of them, because isn't there like 15 of them or 21 of them or something?
I don't know about
they're
that.
Pumping those out.
I hate to deter us, but speaking of monkeys, did you see the trailer for Primate?
No.
Okay, I'll send that to you guys on the back end. But you mentioned like a monkey going crazy and killing something, and that's Anyways, continue.
No, but they definitely pumped out a lot of those. I remember for a while, and it's like, oh, did you see the latest one? I was like, I think I've had enough.
Well, most Honestly, most of them were staged. They were fake.
What? I don't think so.
No, some of them were.
Some of them were, not all of them.
I'd say most of them you watched were, I'd say, pretty real.
Here's another one. I own this one.
No, that one I haven't seen.
I don't think
Whether
you
you own it
watched
or not, it's probably not on my. Hey, let me check this out.
I would not suggest
7
you
out of
see it.
10.
Is it vampires or is it zombies or
No,
something completely different?
So Blood-Sucking Freaks is actually the first movie that was ever produced and everything by what is it? Oh my god, I just forgot it. The one that does Toxic Avenger.
Lloyd Kaufman.
Trauma.
Lloyd Kaufman and his buddy, yeah. Blood-Sucking Freaks was their very first film. That was in their production company. So Blood-Sucking Freaks is literally about a guy who has a cult, and he does the human trafficking thing and stuff like that, and sadism, masochism, and all that other stuff. But there are some really, really weird parts in it that I would not suggest you guys watch.
Okay.
Yeah, if I'm telling you not to watch a movie, don't watch a movie, please. You will not.
I mean, we don't want to watch some of the ones you do recommend. So if you're not recommending it,
Fuzzy, Dave says that you need to watch it. It's a must watch.
No. He will have nightmares, guys.
He wants to traumatize me.
He wants to traumatize you?
Yeah.
Yes, it will definitely traumatize him. Yeah, this is not sweet meats. No, it's not.
Sweet meats was good.
That title just cracks me up every time.
Yeah, this is not Toxic Avenger, guys. This is very weird.
Very weird. Okay.
Very weird, and it might actually make Fuzzy throw up, and I don't want to.
There aren't many things that can make me throw up.
Oh no! One of the parts would. I can literally see it right now.
Okay.
When we watch something like Clockwork Orange, it just reminds me how much I enjoyed Sweet Meats in comparison. Like, it really does. I'm just like, man, I could be watching Ricky Galore sitting there doing like songs and all sorts of amusing things on screen, but instead I'm watching a dude walk around with an oversized adult Depends with a giant codpiece.
All right, here you go.
So cleaning the brick in the bowl would be better.
Yeah. Yep.
So,
or like what Ricky was telling us when we were talking to him, king shit of Turd Mountain.
So I'm just like, this is a line out of Blood-Sucking Freaks.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
our mouth would make a lovely urinal. Yeah.
Wetworks film.
That is a calm, very low key line in there. It gets much worse.
Okay.
All I can think of is Horrible Bosses when they meet the guy in the hotel room and they're like, yeah, we want you to whack this guy. He's like, what? You hired me for wet work. They're like, yeah, kill the person. He's like, I'm here to piss on someone. And they're like, oh, that's not what we want at all. He's like, so I saved all this piss for nothing?
Now I know y'all watched Human Centipede, right?
Nope.
I haven't
once
because I heard what it's about and it's like no thank you.
Okay, did you see two?
No ATM. Like I didn't watch regular adult ATM movies, so why would I watch Human Centipede?
Okay, did you watch two?
No.
No, one was enough for me.
Any of them.
Did you watch three?
I mean, I
I'm
watched
not an
this
ATM fan.
I watched the South Park episode where they made fun of it where like
Yeah.
if you sign the Apple agreements without reading it, you had to do like a human centipede with the other people.
Yeah.
That was pretty good.
Yeah, there were 3 of them.
No, there was one South Park.
It's like 4 too many. I've never even seen it, and I can say that. Like, I think it was made
Saw it
very
on
clear
accident.
back in Clerks 2. You never go ass to mouth.
So let me tell you this. So I know Preston watched the first one, okay, which
Mhm.
he probably found very disgusting. The second one was no better. There were a lot of even they hyped that
Shocking.
one up.
What part do you feel would be better?
I'm just saying they put a little bit extra into the second one. But let me tell you about the third one. It wasn't so much what the warden was trying to do, which of course he was trying to make a human centipede out of all of his prisoners, but it was the beating of his girlfriend or his mistress. I can't remember which one it was. It was the literal beating of her that y'all probably would have thought was the most thing that was over the top in all 3 of them. It was pretty bad. Pretty bad.
Okay.
You're pretty bad for watching it.
Don't you judge me.
Oh, we judge. We judge. Yeah, the good thing is we don't have cameras, so you can't see the look on my face when you talk about this, or the shaking of my head when you start talking about some of it. Y'all need Jesus.
I got one better than all of these. Who's watched a Serbian film?
You keep
Better?
bringing that up, like
I feel like you're using the word better a little too liberally.
Don't you judge me.
have you ever seen like a real life snuff film? Yeah, this is as close as you could get to. Yeah, no thanks.
It wasn't on my bucket list, you know.
Yeah,
Strangely.
it should not be. I'm not saying it's not a good commentary on the society in Serbia, but yeah, I wouldn't recommend it if anybody hasn't already watched it.
I'll put it to you this way. The worst thing I've seen so far, real life as opposed to movie, was a picture from one of my customers in South Africa where they were alligator hunting, or I guess whatever the equivalent of an alligator would be out there. And they opened it up, and there were some human remains, but they weren't like human remains in the way that you would expect the alligator to find a human. No, it's like somebody purposely chopped them up and fed that to that alligator. They were clean cuts at certain joints and
Sounds
things like you could tell the person was tortured and then fed to somebody's pet alligator or just to dispose of the body. And it was like, man, we went hunting. You will never believe what we caught and what we did afterwards. I'm like, look at it. I was like, is that a dude in pieces? Like what? Hey, that should be a movie. Like I would be I would not be opposed to making that kind of movie where it's like, hey, let's just get rid of the victims through feeding them through alligators. Like, yeah,
I made that. It's called Dexter.
But no, I no interest in seeing Serbian film. You can have that brutality, whatever snuff film, legalized snuff film, or whatever. No thanks.
Yeah. I don't need to come up on like certain lists and stuff when I when someone looks up my name during like a hiring process. Like, oh, I see that you watch Human Centipede 1, 2, 3, and the fan film. No, I don't need that. I don't need that in my life.
What are you talking about?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think I'd rather buy plenty of bags of nitrous, or no, not nitrous oxide, but like bags of fertilizer before I watch some of those films.
Oh, wait a minute. So a real life thing.
Mhm.
Real life thing. So a door dasher, right?
Oh shit!
Seriously,
Are you
people don't
gonna
don't
ruin
do DoorDash.
DoorDash for me now?
Yeah, don't do DoorDash. Like
Oh,
you
okay.
can order DoorDash, but don't be the person delivering the DoorDash because apparently this person decides that they're gonna DoorDash, and they get a phone call and they're like, "Hey," well, I mean, they're like they go on the app or whatever, and they get a grocery list, and it's like bleach.
Shovel.
Yeah, it's like bleach and an axe and plastic bags and stuff like that. And the guy's like, "Wait a minute, this is like a murder kit." So he goes. I'm like, "Why would you go?" You know what I'm saying? So he actually goes there, finds the house and everything, calls the cops. The cops go in, and this guy literally wasn't going to let him in, but they kind of saw what was in the background. He actually did have somebody that he held hostage.
Jesus.
Glad it's funny.
He
See, I
actually
figured it would have been a prank, or like,
no,
haha, let's see if somebody actually tries to deliver this stuff. No, I really need this. I can't leave the house because they'll escape.
no, there was an actual hostage in there. They don't know exactly what the guy was going to do to him, but apparently he wronged him in some way.
Mm.
And
Okay.
he's obviously going to murder him. I don't know what the bleach was for. They ain't going to do anything.
Yeah.
No, it's to clean up the
It don't
the
work.
DNA.
No, it don't work.
I
People
know, but people
don't
think
use
it works
bleach.
enough.
All right, I'm gonna give you a lesson in crime. Don't use bleach to clean up.
Use acid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or
Don't ask me how I
I
know.
saw a handful of sketchy experiences when I was doing some pizza delivery for a couple months, and that
yeah, a
was
couple
enough
months is all he
experience for
lasted.
me. Yeah, no, it was there were one or two that were really really sketchy, and you're just like, yeah, okay, I'm great. Technically, this person's still within the delivery zone, but there are no lights all the way up to this house, and it's in a canyon, and it's literally a one-way road to get to the house, and it looks like something, you know, that you would find out in like the middle of the desert where someone is on the outs or cooking drugs. I was like, this is fuck.
Hey, meth dealers need to eat too, okay?
That's fine, but they don't need me to deliver the pizza because that was fucked. Like, you bring yourself out to civilization, go grab your own damn pizza. Don't bring me to your murder house. Like, it's fucked up.
Okay, look. Were they doing the shake and bake method or were they doing the traditional method?
I'm not saying that they were doing anything necessarily. I'm just saying it looked like it. And like when you know it's bad, and like it's kind of a sketchy situation when you start walking up towards the door and it's so dark outside that even though you've got the lights from your car pointing towards the door, you still pull out your phone and turn on the flashlight and try and get like some extra light. But because you're in a canyon and the moon isn't really shining into where you're at, like it's so dark that you can't really see much in front of you. Like I was convinced I was going to wake up and be missing a kidney or something.
Wow.
It was sketchy.
Mm-hmm.
See, are those? Is it one of those things where if you're doing delivery to like a place like that, go back if you make it back. Let's just say, like, can we like put this on the do not deliver list? Like, this house is we're going to lose a driver one of these days to going out to this place, kind of thing.
I just mentioned to the guy that was on shift at the time, Tanner. I was just like, dude, that was sketchy. I was like, I know that it was technically within our border, but no. He was like, you just got back? I was like, yeah, dude, it took forever to go up through the canyon to get to the place. And like I said, it was a one-way. There was a little bridge that went over the river. Or over the stream or whatever for you to even get over to that section of houses. Like it was, I don't know. Everything about it felt super sketchy. And I'm pretty sure they were like the only people living up there that were actually in the houses at the time, because most of the people usually get those places and only go there for the season. The rest of the time they go somewhere else.
Yeah, one of these days you're going to see on Unsolved Mysteries.
Yeah.
Found 13 bodies in this yard.
God, it was not
I
good.
don't know. Some of the people that we work on with the films and stuff. Sometimes I think we're gonna hear something like, and this individual, he went missing. He went to go find a camera light. Went to go find a light, and nobody's heard from him since.
Yeah. Just people, please be careful when you're doing, was it Facebook Marketplace?
Yes, please.
Always in broad daylight, always in public.
And don't go to sketchy motels.
No.
If anything, do like, or at least the police here in Chester County, you can go to the police station and set the meetup. And if the other person doesn't want to do the meetup at the police station, you obviously know that there's a problem. Or maybe they got warrants and they just want to avoid the police department. But, most of the police departments out here have it where they can, I don't know if it's an interrogation room, but there's like an area where you can do the exchange, because there have been too many. What was it? What was that other thing? There was like a Trader place or something Pages, not Trader Joe's. It was like almost like low budget eBay, but like it was like where you could buy car parts or furniture.
One stop shop.
Pages.
Yeah.
It was one of those Pages things. I forget the name of it now.
Yeah, the times that I've sold stuff, I usually go for either Walmart or there's a couple hospitals I've done ones at too, because they have a lot of cameras. A lot of cameras.
Look, if you do it near the hospital, I mean, if somebody stabs you,
Someone stabs me, I'm already there. Exactly.
Already there.
Yeah, that was kind of my thought. I was like, I already got wrist surgery at this hospital anyways. So, I know I'm in their patient records. Like, it's no big
They know
deal.
my blood type.
Exactly. Like, they can take care of me if something goes sketchy.
No, yeah.
That went to a weird place.
It always does.
Back to talking about giant ceramic penises and what we thought about
them. Okay. So do you think Alex got his just desserts after he got his cure?
Sadly, yes.
Or do you think there should have been more?
Should have been more, I feel.
I mean, he probably could have gotten more, but like his buddies that used to be in his gang now being part of the blue gang, that was, kind of his just desserts to some extent, especially after not listening to them and then showing that he's the alpha male and slice the one's hand open and kick them in the river or whatever kind of thing. It's like, let's try and drown him. So that was good. And then the homeless guy got back, he didn't get back any stuff, but they stole his suit or whatever he wore into the prison that he had wrapped up and stuff. It was weird being like him kicked out of his parents' house, although, understandably, although
that was pretty great. That was pretty great, honestly.
The new roommate guy or whatever, that was weird that it was like he was now more of the son to them than he was, kind of thing.
I
but
thought we were going to find out that there was like some weird sex pyramid thing going on with that relationship.
Yeah.
It seemed like it to me.
He's like sitting there on the couch, and I was just like, there's something weird about this relationship, and I can't put my finger on it, but given this movie. Sorry, Fuzzy.
No. That I was thinking the same thing because it's like, why is the dad over across the other way kind of thing? It was
Yeah.
just came
Was he
across as weird, but
He's like the cuck in the relationship. He's watching that dude ball the guy's mom. Like,
yeah. No, but I think the only thing that Alex didn't get, or somebody didn't get revenge back on Alex on, was the sexual assaults thing.
true.
Not saying that I wanted to see a scene like that, but it,
Yeah.
they could have hinted at something along those lines, kind of thing. Yeah, that's about the only thing that he didn't get back that was kind of coming to him. Although I still think he should have been able to punch the roommate at the house that took his room from his parents or whatever, and punch him and then throw up in the corner or something. That at least give him that.
What do you think happened at the end?
I think he went back to his old ways.
Yeah.
So
I think that's the thing that made me kind of especially like, I don't know, just left with real no like closure or anything. Is just like when you see that little dream scene of his where the girl's riding him. I'm just like, great. So he's back to his old shit again. That's great.
Some more.
There weren't any like post-credit scenes or anything, were there? Like, or was this way before they did that stuff?
Way before.
Okay.
They did that.
Like almost 40 years before.
Yeah.
I thought so, but you just never know. So
True.
Yeah.
True.
No.
No,
All right,
I would say at the end. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, you're good. I was just gonna say the post-credit scene, the young strapping man is carrying the guy in the wheelchair all the way back up the stairs, just for fun, just as a flex, to add some humor to the situation.
Mm-hmm. No, I would say the first thing he does when he gets out of the hospital is beat up the roommate at his parents' place and take over the room violently or physically take over the room.
You did not like that roommate, did you?
No, because it was just like, it's weird, I mean, I understand being a roommate. Oh, you're renting a room, blah blah blah, but like in front of the son, like, I'm more of a son to them than you are. Like, dude should have just straight punched him and then threw up on him, kind of.
Like, he was acting like he was literally about to like get some milk from mom or something. Like the relationship was fucked.
Yeah.
So did you know that the muscular guy that was carrying around the guy in a wheelchair also played Darth Vader in the Star Wars movies?
What?
Yeah,
Really?
like the legit Darth Vader.
No shit. Huh.
Small world, huh?
Yeah.
Wow.
That dude's huge.
Uh-huh.
That's wild. Huh. More you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, this
We should have seen just him carrying someone somewhere again. Just for fun.
Mm-hmm. Wait a minute. What's his name?
I'm trying to find it. David Prowse.
David Prowse.
Yeah, he died in 2020 actually.
Mm.
So he was he would have been like in his early 40s when he did that film.
Yeah.
He looked like he could have been in like bodybuilding competitions or something. Like, dude he was very tall and very, very built. Like, I don't know. I still maintain I was convinced that we were going to see something very sinister happen and Alex was going to get worked by David Press's character or something, because that whole situation, that whole exchange, them drugging him Like him waking up and them not focusing on anything besides his face initially. I was like, oh boy.
Yeah. No, that should have been the main ending before he goes back into the hospital after jumping out the freaking window. Which, I don't know. You would think he would get sick before jumping out the window, but I guess I don't know. Doing violence to yourself doesn't count, or maybe that's how you break the cycle. Maybe he should have just like punched himself in his own face, and then he could have gotten past the cure. I don't know.
Well, here's what's really funny is that how he jumped on the windowsill in the first place. He didn't use any hands to jump up there. I just thought that was so weird.
Well, he was trying to keep his hands covering his ears.
Yeah. Yeah, that's definitely him.
He clearly wasn't thinking wasn't thinking straight either, because the way he jumped out of that window, I was like, if you want to kill yourself, might I not recommend you land on your back? So you sit there and then, as we saw, get stuck in a freaking hospital for however many months in traction.
True. All right, so what do we rate this? I know you guys are gonna be low.
I guess I can go first. I gave it a 7. I know that's kind of middle of the road.
Oh, he gave it an IGN 7.
Yeah, I gave it an IGN 7. I mean, it's not a bad film. It's definitely a different film, a bit weird. Even though it is an older film, you could see how it could apply even in today's times. It's just that I don't know. Normally I'm not a fan of British seeming films. Nothing British films. I like British comedies as far as things like Benny Hill and such, but aside from that, it just the first time I saw it, it was mainly centered around the house where the guy that was in the wheelchair. The first time they go there, and then they assault him and his wife, and then the second time when he winds up, landing at that house after getting his butt beat in other places, and then he kind of lands on their doorstep. That was the main thing I remember from it. Some of the other stuff in between was kind of foggy, but it's. I think it's worth a rewatch, or at least worth a watch in general. I do recommend it. Just go in knowing that it's a different time period and different country, at least for those of us here in the States. So it is going to come across a bit weirder than even we would probably be tolerant of for that type of time period. But it's not a bad movie, just strange. And it's a good kind of strange in a way. It's just, if you don't like seeing assault or certain sexual assault stuff, then this is going to be a rough watch. I'm not saying I like seeing sexual assault stuff, but it's I kind of get, because they don't make it as much as in your face as some other movies have. It's present. It's not glorified, but aside from that, it fits with the whole nature of trying to convert him into this good person after being such a quote unquote terrible person all that time before, only to realize that maybe that wasn't the right solution. But yeah, it's a 7. I'll probably watch it again 20 years from now again, and probably I don't think I'll have a different outlook. I'll just be like, oh, I remember that, and then probably go back to sleep kind of thing. But it's a 7.
By the way, he did fall asleep in the last 20 minutes, just to let y'all know.
Yeah, I mean,
That's fair.
it's a 2 hour and 11 minute movie.
He
It
made it
is a bit
longer than me
longer
the
too.
first time.
I stayed up.
Well, that's you. You like weird things, and I'm not saying that I don't like weird things, but after a while, the weirdness is like,
Are you
all
saying
right.
you're weird?
Hmm?
Are you saying you're weird?
Am I saying I'm weird or you're
Yeah.
weird?
No, that you're weird.
I,
You said I like
I'll
weird
admit I am weird. I know I'm weird, but this wasn't weird enough to keep me awake the entire time. But it kept me up most of the time. Like I really wanted to see what I may have missed from watching it. I have to say it had to have been at least 20, maybe even no, because I think the first time I watched this it was prior to us meeting, so it had to be close to 30 years ago. So
There you go, Fuzzy.
what?
Fuzzy sleep counter.
That would be kind of fun.
Yeah.
Here you go. Here you go. Presta said we need an over and under for Fuzzy falling asleep. They're gonna start betting
This
on
movie keep him awake. About 90% of the way. Those last 20 minutes were kind of like, all right, I get it. He survived the jump. All right, who wants to go next on their rating?
Presto.
So, kind of like what I said in the beginning of the podcast, this was a movie I feel like I was going to watch eventually. I just needed an excuse. I was in no rush to watch it. Like Silent, I think I didn't buy the DVD. I inherited it somehow. So I always had it, but being I'm not super old, an older movie from the early 70s, I'm not rushing to see by any means. So I guess I avoided it. And then when we decided to watch this,
Mhm.
I was a little excited because I was like, okay, here's this movie I'm going to watch. And then, yeah, the rape scenes and everything and just weird stuff. Like he had a pet snake he just kept under his bed in a drawer. And just, there's just some weird things that happened in this movie and just wasn't really my cup of tea. I didn't hate it. I didn't love it. It's one of those movies where it's like, okay, I could say I watched it. I watched it. When I tell people, like older people I work with, about it, their reactions, oh man, like what'd you think and stuff. And it's like, let me tell you. And they're like, yeah, that was hard or something. So um I probably give it just a solid 5. Like it made me feel a certain way, some of the scenes, uncomfortable and stuff, but like I'm sorry. I'm sorry that I don't get caught up. I didn't get caught up in the excitement that everyone else does when they saw it. Like I
Mhm.
said, I don't know if it's just because I'm younger and I didn't see it in person. Kind of like, well, The Exorcist, that's a great movie, but like when it first came out in the movies and stuff, and even Jaws, like, you didn't have the internet and all that other stuff. So seeing movies definitely were different in the theater back then compared to now. Like, now
Mhm.
everything gets ruined for you and CGI and people talking about it. So there's that mystery element back then. And yeah, I mean, was I don't know, it was a 5 for me.
Okay. So far we have one that is suggesting ratings. Me 7, Fuzzy said 7, Presto said 6.5, and Silent said 6.5. So far, Presto is not a 6.5. He's a 5. Let's see what Silent says.
Well, Poisoned, I hate to disappoint you, but you did not get it right this week. Because, yeah, I land pretty much at 5, just like Presto. It was one of those things where, like, I didn't see this back in the day. And I don't know, maybe that would have changed my opinion seeing it at a different time in my life. Um, but it just, I don't know. It never grabbed me that it was something I needed to see back then. And then when I watched it now, I was like, well, uh, it's someone's thing. It's some people's sevens, as Fuzzy said. It's a seven. Um, but for me, it just, I don't know. It just felt like I wasn't missing not seeing this movie. But now I can say I've seen it. Um, but it just, I don't know. Like again, I think it very much went back to like within the first 5 minutes, I saw a homeless dude get beat the hell up. Within the next 5 minutes, I saw someone get raped, and I was like, "Oh boy, this is gonna be a rough 2+ hours of film watching." And fortunately, it wasn't that the whole way through, but it just wasn't. It wasn't enjoyable. It was really slow, which I know we've run into this in the past with some of the other ones. Like I think when we watched The Town That Dreads Sundown, the original one was an older movie, and I felt like it just was very, very slow. And this definitely comes from that same era where it just feels like it could have been better trimmed up or made to be kind of a faster experience. But instead, we're left to kind of slowly dwell through all these occurrences that happen. I feel like seeing him be brainwashed or whatever at that I forget the name of the place. But when he's getting his treatment and stuff, I feel like maybe they dwelled on that too much. Maybe we didn't need to see that much.
Yeah.
They could have cut some things out here and there, but I think like obviously he went very much into this movie trying to deliver a specific narrative. The idea of like someone like that being put through the system and them trying to cure him. And I guess his thought is that, even if you go through treatment, you can't be cured. But it definitely talks about a time where people were trying to do experimenting with like these drugs or different techniques, be it lobotomizing people or whatever, to try and get rid of their bad behavior or sinister urges and stuff. Yeah, I guess like they delivered on that, but at the same time, it wasn't really what I was hoping for. It just felt kind of snuff filmy. I don't know.
What was your rating again?
5.
5. Oh, so you share with Presto.
Yeah.
Uh oh, guys. Uh oh. I think
Here
the ratings
comes
were off.
11 out of 10.
Yep. So I think the rating guesses were off. So for me, as you know, this was I saw this way too early, probably, than I should have, as a child. But for me at the time, and I hear from people that also watched it when they were younger and stuff like that. At the time, before Terrifier and all of these other brutal, like Serbian film and stuff like that, all of these brutal movies and stuff like that, this was considered to be pretty brutal. So it has its moment as being kind of like the, I want to say, kind of entry level. It was very risky at the time, and then after this came out, we had Caligula come out. We had Last House on the Left come out. We had a lot of movies like that come out. And this was one of the first ones that basically allowed those movies to be made. Now we get NC-17 ratings, or we don't go through the rating system in order to, send out the movie on DVD or Blu-ray at this point. But this was one of the starting points, and that's why it's a masterpiece, because it started a lot of stuff, but also the use of the camera techniques and the use of color and the use of the imagery. At the time, this was groundbreaking. As a child, I didn't really look at all that stuff. I just looked at, was this frightening for me? And at the time, yeah, it was. And I like this movie. And I like crime movies. And I think some of them are horror. And everything. I don't know about anybody else, but I think some of the crime ones are horror because they can be pretty brutal in other ways that we can't get in straight slasher movies. It's more psychological. It's more cat and mouse and the chase. So I give this a 9 only because it is a masterpiece. Stanley Kubrick did a really great job with this. I know everybody likes The Shining. I don't like The Shining as much.
Oh,
I said as much.
what the
I
fuck?
think that was long and drawn out.
Oh,
I thought it was.
oh.
I like the characters in there. I think Shelley
I
Duvall
mean,
did a
hey,
good job.
it's no torture porn film like this one was, but
Well,
you know,
yeah.
Shining is still pretty sweet.
Well, yeah, and
all
I'm not
things considered.
saying it. I'm not saying it wasn't. I'm just saying I like this one better. I also liked Eyes Wide Shut better. Because that's the stuff I like. The Shining, and I like Salem's Lot better. And y'all thought that was long and drawn out.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I like that. No, but I mean, compared to The Shining, I think the problem with The Shining was that there were parts that I don't think
Good.
Stanley Kubrick was ethical in shooting. Shelley Duvall really went through a nightmare filming that thing because they kind of did the same trick that they did with the Blair Witch, the original Blair Witch. And I think some of that is unethical. But this one, he didn't do that. So I just thought the actors did a better job in this one without having to be frightened or forced into it. And I think it was a really good movie. And I like Malcolm McDowell. I don't care about anybody else. I like Malcolm McDowell. So I think from my childhood, again, we have 9. Yes. And nobody agrees with me.
I can see where you give it a 9.
Yes.
It's just it didn't hold my attention as much. I see the praise that it gets for the videography as well as the characters and everything. It's just, for me, it didn't reach a 9 for me. It reaches a 7, and it's a unique film in that regard, and it's strange, but it's not a 9 for me. But that's fine.
Yeah. So, hey, Jeepers Creepers.
Watch what you say. That's a classic.
And she already shit on a true classic that is The Shining, but whatever. She it's all downhill from here. May as well just drop an upper decker on everything else too. Scream, piece of shit.
Ooh.
The director was too hard on them on set, and it showed. That movie.
Well, not as bad as Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
I was being sarcastic.
I'm just saying, Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
What about it? What, the budget?
No, he literally had where the victims and the family basically were taunting each other.
Oh.
Yeah, and he set that up.
Made for better characterizations and probably emotions on screen. So,
Yeah, a little bit too real in some cases. It was stress at the end. And then The Outsiders was the same thing. With the two gangs and stuff like that. It was kind of set up that way, but I think it was the actors that set it up that way. So that they could
I
be
never saw it.
Yeah. You never saw The Outsiders?
Nope.
Oh my gosh, you guys are babies.
I'm just sitting here listening, and you
You
guys
guys
are
are
like,
babies.
eyes
You're
wide
little
shut. I'm like, yeah,
kids.
pretty sure I own a copy of that. And then you're like, Outsiders. I'm like, yeah, I think I own that.
Yeah, you own it. Watch it.
There's not enough time in the day.
That's why we
Hurry up,
need to
play my video
get rid of daylight savings time and add 2 to 3 hours per day. And I don't know how that will work as far as like sunlight and
Well,
stuff, but hey.
No.
It has to only be 2 to 3 hours that we get to use for our preference. It does not mean we get to work more.
Yeah.
Because that's what's gonna happen. They're gonna be like, "Oh, we get an extra 3 hours in a day. Oh, that's great. Now we can have an 11-hour work day."
Yeah, the corporate overlords will find a way to butt surf us on that one. Really, something fierce. I'm sure if we ended up with extra hours. So.
Yeah. So yeah, I can't not mention Eyes Wide Shut. Yeah. That was a really good movie. I'm not a big Tom Cruise fan, but that was a really good movie. He did actually a really good job in that movie. And Nicole Kidman, she did a really good job. They did have a lot of stress. I mean, when Stanley Kubrick works, if he doesn't get his shot, you doing that shot over again, even if he has to do it 100 times. Literally, they were doing shots 100 times if he needed that. He's a 100% perfectionist. If he says he's going to do something in a year, he's probably going to take 2.
Yep.
Yeah, Morris is right here. He's like very hungry, as always.
And that's why every Tom Cruise movie is better than Clockwork Orange.
I don't know about that now.
Suck it.
I've seen some of his other movies. I would not say that generally.
Hey.
How many
Tropic
Mission
Thunder?
Impossibles?
Tropic Thunder. How
Tropic
many?
Thunder?
Like seven Mission Impossibles, and they're all great.
I've never seen
even number two that was just fucking batshit crazy and was John Woo to the max. Also, a very good movie. Ridiculous.
Tropic Thunder was one of his better roles. Like it was a relief seeing him play something different.
He never played anything like that before. He was funny in that. I mean, I like Jerry Maguire, but I have seen about maybe 5 minutes of a Mission Impossible movie, and that was enough for me.
Well, yeah. Well, we've talked about your taste before, so it makes sense. Did you?
It's an action movie.
Did you ever hear Tom Cruise's stipulation for his role in Tropic Thunder?
No.
He's talked about it. It's pretty funny. He's like, I had 2 requirements. I want to have fat hands and I want to dance. I was like, what? And it turns out, that's exactly what we got. And it was about as glorious as you could imagine.
Yeah.
Yeah. But no, there have been some other movies that, no, not a good idea.
Don't shit on Tom Cruise.
Well, I mean, how can you play Reacher when you're what? Not even 6 foot tall? Like you're what?
Stop it.
Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Stop it.
They make heels.
just
Men
saying.
can wear heels.
I'm just saying. You can't get your 6 foot in heels. Sorry.
Just don't have them near a female lead that's taller than him, and you'll be good.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, like number two, I think number two wasn't a great movie anyways, but it especially did not hold up well when they literally had him on like a soapbox next to Kobe Smulders to make him look like he was
Oh my
anywhere near
god.
the same height as her.
Yeah.
The first movie was really good. Second one, no. Like the second one, unfortunately, just was not necessary.
So have you guys seen the actual TV series
Yeah.
for Richard?
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
I've watched halfway through the second season so far.
Yeah, I've seen both. I've seen 2 of the seasons. I haven't seen the third yet. But that is Reacher. The guy that plays Reacher
Yeah,
in
Alan
that
Richson.
show is Childs that's who he wanted. And
Yeah. I mean, that's fine. Like if you want someone who's very tall, it's
not
you
just
know,
tall.
well, he's tall and he plays a character that even though he's supposed to be super smart, all you can think is this was the football jock
Yes.
from whatever that show was back in the day.
Mhm.
So all I could ever think is like, dude's got an IQ of like 5, and he's supposed to be like a master spy or whatever. I was like, yeah, that doesn't hold up muster.
The way he
Why?
plays it, I know, but the way he plays it is a little childlike, but at the same time, he is able to carry out the mission every single time. He's able to think on his feet quick and everything. And he's a man of few words. And Childs wanted that type of character.
Because he doesn't have a lot of big words to use.
No, I'm not saying he doesn't have a lot of big words. I'm just saying he doesn't.
Run.
I need go potty. Chongo mad.
I'm just saying he is a man of few words. Like
He is a
doesn't
man
need-
child.
He doesn't need to. You know what I'm saying? He doesn't need to.
You only like him
Monologues.
because he was hot. That's the only reason. Not because he could get the mission done right.
No, actually, that's not how I look at him.
Mhm.
Fuzzy knows why.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Chongo mad. Chongo solve clues. Chongo go duty.
Okay, look, I know how tall I am. I know how tall Fuzzy is. I know how tall most women of my height want to go when it comes to a man, but I don't want somebody that's towering over me
Mhm.
to the point where I have to wear heels, because I can't wear heels no more. I broke my foot too many times.
Mhm.
Yes, I did. I can't wear heels. So I don't need somebody that's 6 foot or more. I don't need a basketball player or anything.
Mhm.
Mhm.
I
Go
don't.
solve world crime.
Oh my god. And I also don't need somebody that looks like they could crush me, okay?
That's what he
Mhm.
looks like.
I don't need that.
It wasn't. It
Like-
wasn't. He played the character very well in the fact that he was just like a towering menace.
Yes.
But at the same time, I would say is not as charismatic.
No, he's not. He's not compared to the Bucks, but he does deliver the ability to follow through on things, and he does deliver on the ability for people to question what his next move is. And kind of make them think that he is kind of stupid.
Chongo drop picture with Gran. Sorry, I'll stop. now.
Anyway,
I'll go to my corner.
all right, we're gonna do outros because it's 8:05 now, and I know some people are hungry, and I need a nap. You guys,
Silo first.
Mhm.
silent first.
Wait, what?
Silent first.
No,
Oh,
wait. Presto said he wanted to go first.
Oh, Presto wants to go first.
Yeah, you
go
tripping. So it was fun. Again, talking about a movie I never seen before. Not sure of the movie for next week, so we'll wait and see. Yeah, I don't have much going on. Monster Mania is next week with some good people as guests for the convention, so I'll be checking that out. Other than that, Poison, thank you for putting all my stuff on the bottom. It was fun, and talk later.
Oh, by the way, somebody said, what is this? Where is it? Oh, here you go. Silent.
Starting to sound jealous, bro. No. I'm perfectly content at my 5'11". I'm good with it. And yes, the only thing that I would be jealous of is the fact that the dude has a physique that is not attainable by a normal person. But I had to accept a long time ago that I'm not an actor. I don't have the majority of my day to exercise and sit at a gym to prepare for a role. It's not attainable. And even he talks about it like he talks, right? Yeah, like I have a job. I have a job where I get to be sedentary for hours and hours on end. And it's like, you wouldn't think that would make you tired. But then when you're done with work, you're like, I'm tired. I just want to go sit down and watch a movie instead of lifting weights. But even Alan Richson, like he even made the comments when he was going from, I think, season 2 to season 3 of Reacher. He's like, it takes a physical toll, and like you beat this shit out of yourself to do so. I'm good. Like, could I lose a little bit of weight and put on some more muscle? Sure. But I have no imagination that I'm ever going to look like that, because I literally don't have someone making all my meals, planning my macros or anything like that. But yeah, no, it was great hanging out with you guys. Of course, thank you, Poisoned, for throwing a whole bunch of my stuff right there. You can find me, as you mentioned, on Blue Sky, XBI podcast. Even if I'm not on there at the time, go say hi to Crazy Louie, give him shit for me, be mean to him in the chat, tell him I say hi after you're mean to him in the chat. You can find me on Xbox as well if you want to play any Call of Duty this weekend. If you see me on there, feel free to hit me up. If I'm available at the time, I would love to play some multiplayer. Besides that, yeah, you'll catch me here next Friday.
Fuzzy?
Oh, yeah, for the most part, this is always a fun time on Friday night. Love talking about movies with you guys, and even if we pick the movie apart or we actually wind up enjoying it, it's always a fun time. And thanks to everybody in the chat for coming out and watching us live. And for those who catch us on the replay, we greatly appreciate you taking the time to check us out. Like and subscribe if you haven't already. We greatly appreciate the support. And for all of those that are into gaming, you know where you can find me, social media or Xbox, or very rarely on my PlayStation account, or sometimes on my Steam account. So just do a search for Fuzzy Belvedere. You'll be able to find me. But everybody have a great weekend. Play some games, less social media, or just watch more movies. Have fun that way. Social media has been a bit of a drag as of late, at least from the gaming standpoint, where everybody seems to have forgotten why they like the hobby. I guess, I don't know. But other than that, see you guys here next Friday. Fee, let everybody know where they can find you and what you got going on.
Okay, well, Morris would like to say hi and bye to you. Get down, Morris. Get in my ear. He's really wanting to get some food, Fuzzy.
Mm-hmm. That's fine.
So I just wanted who was it, Mav? That Fuzzy, your podcast yesterday. Who was it?
Oh yeah, Mav. They YouTube decided to strike his video because he moves his hands when he talks, and they thought it was a firearm for some stupid reason. I don't know.
What?
So
Yeah.
YouTube uses AI to watch videos, and if the AI thinks moving a hand is a firearm, hey, guess what? You're beat, kind of thing. And good luck fighting it and doing an appeal. And yeah, it's a mess. But
So just watch out for that AI.
they're already starting. The AI is trying to put us out of house and home.
Yep.
They're on the attack already.
Yep.
Gonna steal
Yeah.
our girlfriends soon enough.
Fuzzy was a little late to the podcast, and he got an email saying, sorry, no podcast. So just watch out for AI, guys.
Be nice to your future masters, I guess. Don't ask crazy questions in Chat GPT. Just be nice to the bots out there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So we were actually able to see the clip because Mav put up a little clip of what happened at the mark and everything, and it was actually his hand. It was definitely his hand that the AI saw and thought it was a gun. I don't see how flesh-colored. I don't think they make flesh-colored guns, but I don't know. Not that much.
Unless they're talking about other kinds of guns. Yeah, no flesh.
He was showing too much skin. They couldn't handle seeing the gun show anymore. They're
Yeah.
like, whoa, Mav is showing too much skin. We can't
Yeah.
That's too much sexy man meat.
Uh-huh.
All in one show. We've got to strike it.
Yeah, this would be an interesting show. Podcast might take that under consideration, guys.
Yep.
But no, it's always nice to be on here. Thanks, Poison, for sending all the IGs and blue skies and everything. I'm just gonna be. I don't know if we're going to the convention. We're not that far away from it, but I got to tear Fuzzy away from his video games.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so but we might be able to make it just for Friday. I don't know about Saturday or Sunday. But other than that, I'm not really doing anything but parent teacher conferences so I can get some couple extra days off and everything. So have a whole week off for Thanksgiving. That'd be nice, right?
Yeah.
Right, Fuzzy?
Yeah.
So I can stay home and annoy you for a whole 9 days.
Or I can annoy you. It goes both ways, remember?
I don't know. We should have a contest.
No, really, no.
Sounds like some good content right there.
I can't. I could not get Fuzzy to do a show with me. Nope.
Mm-hmm.
I would tell too much and he'd get mad at me.
Mm-hmm. I'll just annoy you by snoring more. How about that?
Yep. All right. So, but have a nice weekend and everything. I don't know if we're having a show because that is Thanksgiving. No, wait a minute. No, next week we're having a show, but I don't know if we're having a show during Thanksgiving unless Cypher is willing.
Wait, what?
I said, are you willing to have a show around Thanksgiving?
When are we
Your
talking?
in-laws come in, right?
Yeah, we talking the 28th?
Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah, my in-laws will be here, so yeah, I'm available.
All right. Well, we will. Yeah, let's have a show on Thanksgiving on Black Friday.
We'll figure out a movie that we can chit chat about and get some more audio podcasting content into your chat's ear holes. It'll be good.
Yeah, especially since we missed a lot of time in October.
That's true. Yeah, October was weird.
Yep. All right, so Well, good night, everybody. Bye.
Later.
Bye.
Later.